We already know Moze is one of the best Vault Hunters, but you want to make her super duper tanky, and not just her, but also your Iron Bear. Well, today I'm going to show you the best tank build you could possibly use on Moze. This is LaserBolt, and today I want to share with you guys my tank build for Moze, not only making her OP, but also her Iron Bear. I'm going to be calling this the Voltron build. The reason why is because it's just super OP. Not only are you OP, but your Iron Bear is OP. So the gameplay you're currently watching right now is my friend playing with this build, and it is super duper tanky, guys. You're going to be able to not only take a lot of damage, but you're going to be able to dish it out as well. And you'll be able to regen that damage and that shield, because as you guys notice right there, the health bar is pretty low, but we're really stacking up on that shield and being able to regen the shield. We're going to talk about the synergy and how everything plays out once we get within the build. But I want to remind you guys about our giveaway. We're giving away 2 free copies of Shadowkeep for the system of your choice. To enter and participate, it's super easy. All you have to do is click the link down below where it says Join Bold Nation, and you guys will be automatically entered. Now, if the giveaway wasn't enough to get you guys excited, we do have exclusive emotes and features found only on the channel, so definitely consider joining. And I want to give a massive shout out to everybody who has joined already. Thank you guys for the amazing support and keeping the dream alive. Alright, so now that we know what we're trying to accomplish, let's talk about this build. So we're going to start off with Shield of Retribution, and we're going to start with the first row in Selfless Vengeance. What Selfless Vengeance does is that anytime Moze reloads, she's going to lose a small portion of her health. Remember, we're not too concerned about health here. The most priority we're looking here is our shields. As long as we keep our shields up, our health is not going to matter. This is going to help us with that incendiary damage, and it's going to help us melt those red bars fairly easily for late game and early game gameplay. Now, next up within the same column, we're also going to be doing Security Bear. Iron Bear gains a bubble shield that reduces damage taken. Extremely effective, and one that I highly recommend you guys definitely use, because this is going to make your Iron Bear super OP and tanky as heck. Next up, we're going to be going and dumping 5 maximum points into Armored Infantry. While Moze's shields are active, she gains damage reduction and increased damage. Now, this is what you guys got to pay close attention to, because this build is primarily focused on having a lot of shield. The more shield we have, the more damage reductions and the more gun damage that we have. This makes us super tanky because this is going to be completely maxed out. And if you get a mod that actually even boosts this even more, it's going to be even more tankier. Alright, so now on to row number 2, and we're going to get started with the first one. This is called Drowning in the Brass, which is a kill skill. So every time Moze procs Drowning in the Brass, Moze's fire rate is reduced, but the gun damage is increased for both her and her allies. Really effective for when you're running with players, but it's going to be more reliable when you're playing with her. That's why we're only dumping 2 points into this one. Once the 2 points are dumped in, it's going to put us at a -1 per stack, gun damage of +8, max Drowning in the Brass stack to 3, and Drowning in the Brass duration lasts 15 seconds. The next one we're going to be doing, which is called Thin Red Line. A portion of Moze's health is reserved and cannot be restored, but her maximum shield is increased by the same amount. Remember, this is very important because on the first row, we equipped the Armored Infantry, which ties in perfectly with that synergy with Thin Red Line. We're going to max this out all the way to 3. Alright, so now onto the third one, guys. We're going to go with called Vladoff. Now, Vladoff is very important because what that's going to do, it's going to give Moze maximum shield. It's going to increase it to a +30%, and it's going to give her a resistance to shock damage. This is really good because during the late games, you're going to be running into a lot of people with shock, and this is going to help you be super tanky because you're going to have a reduction to that damage. Now moving on to the third column, we have Full Can of Whoopies. And this is what it's going to do is when you enter Iron Bear, it's going to cause Moze and her allies' shield to immediately begin recharging at an increased shield recharge rate. Now this is going to be very important, guys, that you learn to use this mechanic super easy. Because remember, our shields are pretty much our health and shields put together. When your shield goes down, you want to make sure you proc Iron Bear, because you want to make sure that your shield is recharging. You're going to be kind of using your Iron Bear as a rally point to recharge your shield, making it really effective once you get this strategy down to a T. Alright, so now on to row number 4, we're going to go behind the Iron Curtain. Moze's shield recharge delay is reduced, and her shield recharge rate is increased. Once again, super important. We want to make sure we're keeping our shield up, and once this is completely maxed out, her shield recharge delay is a -19. Her shield recharge rate goes to a +21. That means we're going to be constantly getting our shield back fairly fast. Now, staying in the same tree, we're also going to go into Desperate Measure. But what this is going to allow you to do is once your health is really low, the gun damage is going to get increased by a whopping plus 50%. Really important, guys, because this is going to let you stay alive a lot in case you need to kill an enemy super fast and your health is really low. You'll be able to do that because your gun damage is going to increase the lower your health is. Alright, so now on to row number 5, we're going to do P Doctrine. What this is going to do, it's going to be a kill skill, and it's going to allow Moze to increase her maximum shield and gun damage by each stack applied. So basically, every time you kill someone, you're going to be increasing your max shield and your gun damage, and this actually lasts for a very long time. It lasts for 30 seconds. Your max shield is going to go to a plus 15% per stack, and your gun damage is going to go to a plus 10 per stack. The cool thing about this is that there is no limit in how much you could stack this. So the more enemies you're killing, the more gun damage you're getting, and the more maximum shield recharge you're getting as well. Now for the last part, we're also going to be dumping 1 point into Tenacious Defense. Whenever Moze's shield is fully depleted, she instantly restores a portion of her shield. This is going to be kind of like a lifesaver in case you're really going down or your shield's completely destroyed. This is going to give you at least a plus 40 of max shield restored once that occurs. So really effective and something that's going to help you when you are struggling to kill an enemy and you just need that extra protection. Alright, so now that we covered the Shields of Retribution, it's time to go and complete our points, and we're going to go to Demolition Woman. On this one, we're going to start off with row number 1, and we're going to start with Deadlines. Firing Iron Bear weapons drains less fuel. Killing an enemy while Iron Bear is active increases fuel. This skill has diminishing return. This is really important because we're going to be trying to kill a lot of enemies with our Iron Bear, because remember, he's OP as well and tanky, and we're going to need him to do a lot of damage. So it's going to be very effective once it's completely maxed out. It's going to put you at a full drain of negative 30%, and the full return is up to 6%. Not that bad. As long as we're getting fuel, that's what counts. The next one, we're going to go with Grizzled. It's a kill skill. Killing an enemy reduces Moze's remaining action skill cooldown time. This skill has diminishing return. Once again, we're going to dump a total of 2 points into this one, and it's going to put us at a 2 seconds once the 2 points are activated. Starting off with row number 2, we're going to go with this Stainless Steel Bear. Iron Bear gets additional armor and increases the max fuel. Remember, we want to make our Iron Bear tanky, so the more armor we could dump on him, the better. Once it's completely maxed out, it's going to put us at Iron Bear armor plus 30, and the maximum fuel is going to go a plus 20. So we're kind of compensating for the reduction of the fuel that we got on the first bottle tree. Now we're compensating with this one with a little bit more fuel. The last one we're going to be taking a look at is the third one, and it's going to be a passive ability, and we're going to go with Auto Bear. Definitely, it's something that I love, and every time I put a build together, I kind of always have to include Auto Bear. For some reason, I think it's so effective. After Moses exits Iron Bear, he will remain deployed in place for a short time. While Auto Bear remains active, it will target and attack nearby enemies until the duration ends. Then it will charge at enemies and self-destruct. A really effective one, and it actually helps you get out of sticky situations even when you deploy out of the Iron Bear, because you have to. It's a really good one to actually put on your build. And we're going to be dumping our remaining points to the one that's right next to it, which is Pull the Hole Pin. The reason why this is so important currently right now, guys, I probably would have bypassed this one if the grenade that we currently have in the game wasn't so OP. But as you guys know, that grenade is as OP as heck. It is just a annihilator when it comes to bosses. So we're going to put the rest of the points to pulling the holy pin. What this is going to do is Moses grenades have a chance to score a critical hit, dealing greatly increased damage. Sources of critical hit damage do not affect grenade critical hits, which is really cool because it's going to maximize the damage that you're going to be outputting by your grenade. Alright, so now that we got the build together, it's time for us to pick our action skills and of course our augments. So we're going to get started with the first slot. For the first slot, we're going to equip the V35 grenade launcher, and for the augment, we're going to go with Shaped Charge. Direct hits with the V35 deal increased damage, so just make sure your shots are on point, and you guys should be doing a lot of damage with this V35. Now for the other arm, we're going to be putting on the railgun. The cool thing about the railgun, this is going to be your gun to use during these late games. The reason why late games are important for this particular railgun is because this deals shock damage, and when it deals shock damage, it's going to bring down the shields of those blue bars really fast. If you guys switch back and forth, you use the railgun to bring down the shield, and then you use your V35 to kill them. So it's really effective if you guys do it, combine it that way. The cool thing about this one, once again, it has shock damage, which makes their shields go fairly easy. Now for your augment, you're going to put capacitive. This is going to do, it's going to chain the damage that you do with your railgun to nearby enemies, making it even more effective to bring down those blue shields. Remember, this is going to be used for the shields, guys. Keep that in mind. You're going to primarily use this for the shields and finish them off with your V35. Once you have this build in your inventory, you're going to be a total monster and a tank. What we're trying to achieve with this one is that we're going to greatly boost her shield, her shock resistance, and the better shield recharge and delay, and turning her mech or her Iron Bear into a rally point that begins recharging the team's shield and also her shield. What we're also doing is providing a bubble shield to the mech, making the mech itself even more tanky than it currently is already. Not only that, but your Iron Bear is going to be able to stay out in the field a lot longer than it would, and even stay active automatically after the skill has ended, making you not only tanky, but also your Iron Bear. If you do put this build together, I want you to come back. Let me know in the comment section down below. How did it go? Did you guys like it? Did you guys not like it? Also, what other type of builds are you guys looking for? Are you guys looking for boss builds? Are you trying to look for Mayhem V3 builds or any other character builds? Let me know in the comment section down below. We'll be more than happy to put those out for you guys. We also have other builds for other characters as well, so do check them out. And I have a really, really good flag build coming your way, so you guys are definitely going to want to stay tuned for that.